All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are live for Tuesday's 6 o'clock show. We got Paul, we got Leah, and of course myself, Dr. Kufar. I only play a doctor on YouTube. Before we get started with chapter 35, we got to go for an intro. So hang on to your hats. Alrighty, now that was our intro. Let's get rid of that. Hey, at least we got good intros. You know,
Yes, we do.
can't complain about that. All right, let's get Paul's up here. I kind of like the on the bottom because we can still see the persons.
hmm
I'm sure we'll get it. Yeah, see, we got our regular followers that always join my show. So we got two. Okay. Paul, you might want to,
I
are we
think
using yours or mine? Is this
I'll put mine up.
what's yours? Hey, Build for Speed. Okay.
Okay.
I usually put the thing on the bottom and I just pull it up. Thank you for joining. I know you probably could be at God Logics, but thank you for showing. For the other people that are on the chat, thank you for showing. All right, let's get this show on the road. Before I do that, just an announcement. We probably will be finished somewhere between 5 and 7 weeks, depending on how many shows I do per day. Yeah, the doctor is in. I do not prescribe any medicine. I just prescribe the Quran. All right, let me find. Okay, chapter 35, the creator. You know, I was kind of surprised that they didn't say creators because there's at least one verse that I know that says Allah is the best of creators. All right, let's get this puppy on the road. Number one, verse 1. The praise be to Allah, creator of heavens and earth, who made the angels messengers with substantial wings, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, now, does that mean that they can have up to 9 wings? Because 2 and 3 and 4 is 9.
Well, it sounds like some have 2 wings. It sounds like some have 3, which I don't understand. And 4. I mean, if you're flying, do you need a tail fin?
We're already off to a good start.
Say what?
There's well, in counting wise, you can have up to that's where we said you could have up to 9. But if we're following that same principle, because that's the same principle he uses here,
Right.
that would be 2 plus 3 is 5, 5 plus 4.
Yeah,
That would
because
be 9. But
right.
why do you
Because
need an odd number is what I'm asking, because it sounds like you need a tail fin.
Well, notice he's copying the one about the how many wives you can have.
Yeah, that's what I'm pointing out.
Right?
Yeah, it's
And
the
what
same method.
Right. And what do says that you add. So it's 2 plus 3 plus 4. So you can have up to 9 wives.
Yeah, so this is
yeah, see, it's a copy and paste. Allah can't even be original. Now, let me ask you, ladies and gentlemen, why would an angel have 3 wings? Does that mean he's got, one wing on each shoulder blade and then he's got one right in the middle of his spine? I mean, I could see 2. 4, hell, I could even see 4, 2 on each side.
But the odd
But
number
3?
is like a tail fin. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah. I mean, if he would have said 2 or 4, but then Allah contradicts him, or Muhammad contradicts Allah because Jabril has 600 wings. So he must be a special guy. Okay, he adds to his creatures what he wills. Okay, I'm not sure what that means. Surely Allah has the might over all things. Well, he doesn't have the might over us because we're over here making fun of his book. All right, verse 2. What Allah opens from his mercy to the people, so no one is able to withhold it. Okay. And what will he withhold? So no one can send it forth after him.
So this is
And
back to the command language because nobody can tell what this means. It's so broad. So you make these broad statements. Yeah, it's back to the command language.
And we're back to, and he is the dear, the wise. Oh, you people, remember the grace of Allah on you. Is there a creator other than Allah who provides for you from the heaven and the earth? Now notice, he just went from a plural to a singular. There is no God except him. Okay, that's okay. So how then are you turned away? Why are you asking me? I'm reading
Well,
your
how
book.
are we turned away? Because the book doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, because
Okay, we're just using logic, and God gave us the concept of logic. He's the one who created the rules, and if Allah gets thrown out as an illogical God, well, that's how it is.
Yep. All right, where's my? Okay, here we go. And if they deny you, so indeed messengers before you were denied, and to Allah the affairs will return. Okay. Oh, you people, surely the promise of Allah is true. So do not let the world's life make you proud, and do not let pride make you proud concerning Allah. Kind of redundant. I mean, isn't pride being proud? And how am I supposed to make you proud concerning Allah? Shouldn't Allah want me to be proud of Allah?
Do not let pride make you. It doesn't make sense.
I know.
You can't have. Do not. So you can't be prideful, and you can't be proud of your God if you're a follower of Islam.
I guess not.
Maybe you're supposed to be ashamed.
Surely Satan is an enemy to you. So take him as an enemy. Dude, that makes no sense. Allah is just basically telling people, take Satan as your enemy.
You just got to say it twice.
Yeah.
Maybe it's some kind of poetry. I mean,
yeah. It's gotta be because it's poetry, because there's no other reason for this nonsense.
I thought poetry was the one thing Muhammad didn't want to be involved with.
Yeah, he didn't want to be accused that
he wanted to kill himself rather than be a poet, but it seems like he's trying to do that more than anything else. Right. If he's real. I mean,
yeah. Sure. Okay. 7. Those who became infidels.
Did you read? Surely he.
Yeah. I missed that. I knew I was missing something. Something that didn't look right. Surely he only calls his party so that they may become the companions of the blaze.
Okay. Are we talking about
Satan?
Satan calling his party.
Yeah, he's got a party line going on. Those who became infidels will have severe torments, and those who believed and did good deeds, okay, to them forgiveness and a big wage.
What are they earning? I still don't know what they're earning.
I don't know. Maybe they're earning an extra virgin. Who knows? Allah leads some people astray. Well, how do Muslims know that there are not some people? Will he whose evil deed is adorned to him, so he saw it as good? I don't understand that.
Allah's biggest deception is that he leads the Muslims astray to become Muslims.
Yes, that's for sure. So surely Allah leads astray whom he wills and guides whom he wills.
So we have it right here. This is what Satan does. Allah leads people astray. Satan leads people astray. They do the same job. It sounds like they're the same person.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying he leads people astray to become Muslims or to remain in Islam, because it's not God. Allah is Satan.
I mean, this God's confused, or he's not God. Well, I think Satan is his alter ego, or his other multiple personality. Okay, So Allah guides who he wants and leads astray whom he wills. Oh, okay. So Muslims, stop getting on my case. It's your Allah who's leading me astray. I mean, according to this, that's what it says. Allah leads astray whom he will. So he's leading me astray because he could guide me. He could open my heart, but instead he's put a seal with a lock, and I don't know the combination, but that's Allah for you. So do not grieve your soul and regret for them. Surely Allah knows what they do. Okay. And
it has to say surely because Allah doesn't know.
yeah, and Allah is who sent forth the winds so that they stir up the clouds. Okay, we read that already before. So we drove them to a dead country. So Allah sends the winds, they pick up the clouds, and they go, hey, man, you got to go over there to that dead country.
What's the purpose of going to a dead country? I mean, what is a dead country? I mean, desert? I mean...
Yeah, because, see, he's going to rain on it, and it's going to grow all these pairs of plants.
Well, that's definitely not Arabia we're talking about.
So we gave the earth life by it after its death. Okay, so likewise is the resurrection. So I guess he's comparing the clouds coming over a dry, arid area, dead.
But that's the difference between, again, there's no soil in the desert. You have to have soil.
Yeah.
To have plant life.
I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's some kind of plants.
There are, but
like maybe the cactus that would grow in sands.
Yeah, there's a difference, and then there's and then there's soil that's under the sand. You can't because
because even in Arizona is hot as a mother, but things do grow there. It's not sands. Whoever was desiring the honor, so all the honor is to Allah. Okay. Allah does not like sharing his honor. The good word rises up to him, and he will lift up the good deed.
Singular.
Yeah. Good
word, singular.
Well, at least he keeps it, good word, singular, good deed, singular.
It's unusual, unfortunately.
And the word rises up to him. Now, who's him? Allah? I guess. Now,
we don't know what this good word is because he hasn't told us what it is.
If it's Allah, then Allah just went from him to a he.
Okay, so whoever was desiring the honor, all the honor is to Allah. The good word rises up to him. Yeah, it's still third person, so it works.
Yeah.
And he will lift up the good deed. Yeah, it's just... this is again the con man language. He hasn't left the con man language yet.
And those who deceive with the evils, they will have severe torment, and the deception will be destroyed.
So if their deception is destroyed, that would mean that that truth is going to prevail. That's what it would mean.
Okay.
But who's deceived? Those who deceive with evils, but we have a problem here. Those who deceive with evils, and we have Allah up here deceiving people. Allah leads people astray. Isn't he the author of this deception?
Yeah.
Wow.
Mr. Catfur, Mr. Rad.
I'll mic him. I'll mute him.
What about
whoever that is?
Oh no, I was just saying hi because
hello. Hello back.
That may be somebody else.
I'm in the show.
All right.
No, my mic was hot. Sorry.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's the real deal.
Yep.
Okay. Well, wouldn't be able to do much anyway. Where did we finish off? And those who deceive with the evils, they will have a severe torment, and their deception will be destroyed. Okay, number 11. And Allah created you from dirt, then from a nutfa. Nutfa. Hatfa. Then he made you pairs.
Which is the combination of the man's sperm and the woman's sperm. That's what the nut is.
Yeah, but
it's the waters.
I'm still looking for the sperm of the woman.
Well, when we find it, we'll have to give Allah credit for being the creator of that.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know how they're going to get sperm out of the woman's breast because we haven't heard it. I mean, biologically, it's not possible.
Maybe in 1,000 years, scientists will prove that women have sperm coming out of their breast area, disguised as milk.
Well, I would expect the liberals to all of a sudden come out and state that one because they can't decide what a woman is.
I mean, if they believe that a male could get pregnant, I mean, hey, I'm pretty sure they would say, yeah, a woman has sexual discharge from her collarbone. You didn't know that? Then he made you pairs, okay? And a female will not conceive or bring forth except with his knowledge. I don't know about that. And no aged person will have long years. Well, Allah, if you're already old, what do you expect?
Well, that doesn't make any sense. If you're old, I mean, if you're old, you already have long years.
Yeah. Allah doesn't know that. Allah has no conception of time. I mean, if you're 80, you're aged. You've lived a pretty good life.
I mean, okay, so I know people. I mean, I have my dad is in his late 80s. Yeah. His best friend is 11 years older. He's going to be 98 this year.
Wow, and my mom made it to 94.
I mean, you think about that. I mean, So, I mean, we keep thinking, okay, you know, when you get older and your parents are that old, you think, okay, you know, it's not going to be much longer. And then they live another 10, 11, 12 years. So Allah could be way off here. Yeah. I mean, what is long?
Who knows? What is near? Allah doesn't know.
Yes.
And his age will not be shortened except it is prescribed in a book.
Well, that doesn't make any sense.
Well, because
what are you going to do? Take back what somebody's lived?
Yeah, but you know, I mean, Allah has everything written down. Because remember, at about 120 days, the angel that lives in the universe.
Yeah, but again, you can't. If that's what you call hard determinism. Yeah. And then he's talking about that they won't use the hard they won't reverse the hard determinism. So that's one of the things that I always find interesting in this book is he sometimes tries to walk back his hard determinism and then he says he's not doing it.
All right, surely this is easy for Allah. And the two C's are not equal.
What two C's?
Well, he's getting to it. This is fresh, sweet, pleasant to drink. And this is salty.
So he has a fresh C.
Yeah, but there's no such thing as a fresh C.
Maybe this just tells you Allah doesn't have very much intelligence. I'm sorry.
I mean, I've looked at the seas and I didn't see one that was fresh.
Those are called lakes, Allah.
Yeah, lakes, rivers.
So, can you tell me of a lake in Saudi Arabia?
Not that I know of. I'm going to have to ask a Muslim. Can you show me a freshwater sea?
Yeah, that's a good question.
And okay, wait a minute. Well, okay, so he's talking about two seas.
One is freshwater.
Now, yeah, but now listen to this. And from each you eat tender meat.
So you eat fish.
I hope it's fish, because and take forth ornaments for you to wear.
It would be like seashells, I guess. So this is interesting because this now refers to if we're accepting it as seashells, or seashells or something like that for you to wear. What does this say about the use of ornaments with hair? Because we don't know that ornaments now actually means hair. It could be jewelry. This proves another problem.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. That's a good point. And from each you eat tender meat, and take forth ornaments for you to wear, and you see the ship sailing in it. I thought the ships were sailing on the sea. Okay, I guess they're
underneath.
Yeah, they're in the sea. Okay, so sailing in it so that you may seek from his bounties. And
I guess
perhaps
if
you
they're
may give
deep in the
thanks.
water, I mean, if you're talking about a ways out in the water, I guess you could say in, but
Here he
it
goes
doesn't.
again. He penetrates the night into the day,
Oh,
and he
geez, Allah and your
penetrates the
perversions.
day into the night, and he made the sun and the moon subservient.
How many
Each
times have he
one,
said this?
each one runs to its appointed time. Now, can somebody tell me where exactly does the moon and the sun run to?
I want to. He's got to stop thinking these sexual perversions. I mean, it almost sounds like Allah's having sex in,
I
like
mean, where is this
Allah's
place?
having sex with the night. Allah's having sex with the day.
Where is this the sun and the moon supposed to go?
Oh, don't we know that already?
Well, I mean, I know the sun, apparently
I thought it sets in a muddy pool.
goes into a muddy spring, but it also prostrates under Allah's throne and waits for his command to come back up in the morning.
Oh, so it runs away and hides, but that's what happens. Yeah.
Now his throne is above water, and we know how hot the sun is. This must be some magical water because it would have evaporated by now.
All right.
This is Allah, your Lord. To him the kingdom, and those whom you call on without him do not own even the soft cover of the date nuts.
We don't even know what he's talking about here.
Of course not.
I mean, those whom you call on without him, we don't.
He's talking about the idols.
Okay, so we're talking about the idols. Do not own us. So they don't even own a covering of, because you're idols, you can't own anything.
But remember, the only reason that I know he's talking about the idols is because I know this crap. But if I didn't know anything about the Quran and I picked up this book, I'd be asking the same question.
I mean,
without him, call on.
So they don't have a covering. Well, I mean, what do you want? This is one of the things I never get about people who will bow down to an idol. Why would you do that?
I don't know. Good to see you, Marion. Thank you for coming, Sister Darcy. I know I'm competing with the big cheese tonight, but that's okay. I appreciate you guys and gals. If you call on them, you will not. They will not hear you calling, and if they heard, they would not answer you. And on the resurrection day, they will become infidels in your adultery. Now, is he saying that the idols are going to be
idolatry?
Yeah, but the idols can't.
Wait. They will not hear your calling. If they heard, they would not. And the rest of it.
Now, whose day?
So
Is
the
he talking
idols?
about the idols?
Okay, no.
Okay, he's talking about the people.
Wait a minute. He's been talking about infidel. He's been talking about idols, and then the idols become infidels. That's really confusing. I don't think Allah knows what he's saying here.
Yeah, because in 14 he says if you call them, which I'm assuming is the idols, because that's who you would call.
Yeah, they won't hear you calling.
Besides Allah, and he says they will not hear you, and on the resurrection day they will become infidels. Whose day? The idols or the people that don't call on Allah or call on the idols? Who knows?
The idols now have voices, so this is back to polytheism.
Yeah. Well, I think the become infidels in your idolatry. Okay, it goes back to the people, but you would not know that.
Because
and no one can. Yeah, and no one can inform you like and aware. What is that?
Aware what?
What the hell does that even mean? No one can inform you like and aware. Like, is an aware a person? Something? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the clear as mud book. All you people, you are the poor to Allah. And Allah is the rich, the praised. Okay, but wait a minute. If Allah is rich, why is he asking for a loan in the Quran?
Why is he, again, he's bragging. This is what I look at this as bragging. This is, that guy who's got to compensate. So he calls people poor, and then he says, "Look at me, I'm rich." Oh well, you're probably the guy driving the Ferrari, as Dr. Kupar keeps saying.
He's compensating. Now, this is probably might be a good study is to see how many verses we can find where Allah is praising himself.
That would be an amazing study.
You know, Allah is rich, the praise, because I mean, the guy's always like patting himself on the back. Yo, you know, yeah, poor insecure Allah. You got that right.
Yeah.
Because only an insecure person would have to, you know, let you know. Uh, okay, my dog's going crazy.
All right.
Okay, all you people. Okay, and Allah is the rich and the praise. And if He willed, He could take you away and bring forth a new creation. Okay, and this is not dear for Allah. What the hell does that mean? And this is not dear for Allah. See, this is where I wish I really, really could read Arabic.
Well,
So,
I mean, it doesn't follow. If he willed, he could take you away and bring forth a new creation, but he doesn't really want to do it. Is if you lift that as one sentence, you might
yeah.
say he could kill you off and put something else in his place, but he really doesn't
Yeah,
want to
but
do it.
it's still poor communicator because
Oh yeah, well that's
and
definitely
this is not dear for Allah. Come on, I mean you could use lots of other words to say,
but
and this is not
it's a
what, and
limited
this is not what
vocabulary. We
Allah
keep seeing that.
like maybe you could say, and this is not what Allah wishes for you, something like that.
You know, too many words that the author isn't
I
familiar
know,
with.
and they probably wouldn't rhyme. And that no bearer of a burden bears the burden of another, and if the heavy laden soul calls for its burden to be carried, yet nothing will be carried, even if he was a near relative. Does that make sense?
So this is a problem. So this is actually said to negate the concept of the kinsman redeemer, which is in the Bible. So he's trying to negate the concept of the kinsman redeemer here. It's pretty bold and brassy. He's saying we don't believe anything that's in the Old Testament, and it's not. It's funny because they keep saying the Old Testament is there and it's accurate, but at the same time, the Scripture denies the Old Testament. So it's like if you believe the Old Testament, you can't believe this.
Right.
That's the honey. I mean, it's just funny because this is stuff that's in the Torah. It's in the Navim, which is the prophets, and it's in the Ketubim, which is the writings. And Allah just doesn't know this stuff.
All right. Surely you only warn those who fear their lords in secret and whom perform the prayer. Now, why would you warn the people who already fear Allah? Hey, Paul, you're gonna have to take over because my dog is bothering me. She wants to go out. I shall be back. Let me mute myself.
And whoever kept himself pure, so surely he only purifies for himself, and to Allah is the final return. Whoever kept himself pure, so surely. I mean, so this is a God that requires people to. This is interesting. I mean, whoever kept himself pure, so surely he only purifies himself. So Allah doesn't purify you. You have to purify yourself, which means this is man seeking God. God doesn't give you any help. And the blind and the seeing are not equal. I mean, so he doesn't consider the blind person the same. He doesn't treat people the same. That's pretty sad. Nor the darkness, nor the light, which Allah doesn't know. Darkness is the absence of light, nor the shade, nor the heat, and neither the living nor the dead are equal. Really, neither the living nor the dead. I don't usually count dead voters as equal with live voters. Does anybody else count them the same? I mean, I'm going to count the living's votes, and I'm going to let the dead people who are dead, their votes they're not going to count. I guess that only works when you're Democrat. I don't know. Although I have seen it with Republicans too. So, all right. Surely Allah hears whom he wills, and you cannot make those who are in the graves hear. So he just said, neither the living nor the dead are equal. This just doesn't make any sense. Sure, I guess. living nor the dead are okay. So I guess he's been saying it, and neither the living nor the dead are equal. So maybe they're not equal. Surely Allah hears whom He will, and you cannot make those who are in the graves hear. You're only a warner. So why would you bother? Is what it sounds like. If they're why talk to the dead? I mean, I guess that makes sense. I don't know. Every nation has a prophet. Is this true? Surely we sent you with the truth as a giver of good news and a warner. And there is not any nation except that they have a warner gone to it. And if they deny you, so indeed, those who were before them denied. Their messengers came to them with the proofs and with the scriptures and with the enlightening book. Well, I feel like my brain's... Their messengers came to them with proofs. What are these proofs? I mean, it's really not saying much. And with scriptures, okay. And with what book are we talking about? Is this a singular? I mean, but we're talking about a plural messengers. So every messenger has a book. That's what it sounds like. But I thought prophets had books. So if the messengers come with books and they're supposed to verify stuff, this just becomes problematic. Maybe Allah doesn't know that He said there's a difference between messengers and prophets in the beginning of the Quran. It's kind of confusing. And if indeed who are before them, then I seized those who became infidels. So how terrible. I mean, this is Allah praising Himself again. How terrible was my repudiation. Then I see. This is just. Okay, so He seizes those, and if they deny you, indeed, those who were before them did. And your messengers came to them with proofs. So He sees the people who didn't listen to the messengers. I mean, how terrible. So He sees them. We don't know what He did. Maybe He did take them to Taco Bell. That was His concept of. I have to laugh. That one fit. Sorry. All right. I don't see what. We have somebody in down here. I didn't put in. Okay. Sorry, Rad. I didn't see you there. All right. Have you not seen that Allah sent down water from heaven? Oh, come on. I mean, this is just like you wouldn't see rain falling down, and all of a sudden He's all right. So we brought fruit by it. Who's we? I mean, so this is separate from Allah. Have you not seen that Allah sent down water from heaven? So we brought fruit by the rain. I don't think that it's not very clear. Its colors are different. And from the mountain streaks are white and red. And its colors are different. Where is this guy where he's talking about mountains that are white and red and different colors and black? Where is he? Because my question is, I don't think he is actually where we're told. And that's the big question. Well said, Marion. Who is we? I mean, that is, we brought fruit by it. Its colors are different. And from the mountain streaks are white and red. And garb, I got to look that word up just a second. I got to get my mouse going over there. There we go.
Non-Arabic word which Muslim scholars claim to mean mountain.
Yeah, I'm lost my mouse. Just a second. I will get back there. The joy of
better your mouse than you.
Well, I have there. I'm just trying to figure out where my mouse went. That's the issue. All right, now I can click there and go back. All right. Oh boy. There we go. Going back to the other side. There we go. All right. This is just and it was mountain
Yeah.
and black mountain. So mountains are red, white, and black. Its colors are different. Where is
Now,
this guy?
but here's the funny thing. If mountain is already used, or mountains,
Mhm.
how come that word the scholars say it's supposed to mean mountains? But I'm sorry. Allah already knew what the word for mountain was. How does that make sense? How do you use a word
Well,
for
this is evidence of what I keep saying, that Allah is using Arabic as a second or third language. That's evidence of it right there.
you know?
And what language was that? The number one?
I don't think no, he just says it's a non-Arabic word. He doesn't know what origin
Okay.
it's from.
That makes quite a statement.
Yeah.
I mean, you only do those kind of things when you speak another language. That's your primary language. That's the issue.
Yeah, he just says Muslim scholars claim that it means a mountain, but it can't mean a mountain because Allah
I'm sorry, I'm
previously.
laughing. We had this nice statement from Jesus Worldwide. I wasn't aware has the Quran made sense yet?
Not
We're
yet,
still working
Jesus.
on
Not
that.
yet. We're working on it.
All right.
Yeah. So, you want to continue, or you want me to pick up?
I gotta run for a second.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
So we're on 28, I assume.
Yep. I'll leave
Okay.
this up. I'll be right back.
All right, 28. And of the people and the creatures and the livestock, its colors are different. Likewise. Okay. Surely only the knowledgeable servants fear Allah. So if you're not knowledgeable, but yet you're a servant of Allah, you don't fear Allah because you're not knowledgeable. Okay, so you can be a dumb servant and you don't fear Allah. Okay. Surely Allah is dear, forgiving. Paul left. Okay, up to 31. Let's see if he comes back before then. Okay, surely those who recite the book of Allah, we don't know what book that is, and perform the prayer. Surely those who recite the book of Allah and performed the prayer. Okay, I don't like that. Those who recite, that's in a present tense. The book of Allah and performed, that means that's in the past tense. And spent, that's in the past tense, from what we provided for them secretly and publicly. Makes absolutely no sense. They hope for merchandise that will not perish. Okay, I mean, that he will pay them their wages and increase them from his bounty. Surely he is forgiving, thankful. Okay. Yeah, you know what? Since he's not here, I'm going to put my screen up just in case. Let me go over here. Let me go over here and share. Okay. All right, let's continue on this bad boy. So 31. Once again, the Quran confirms that the Bible is true. Oh my goodness. And that which we have revealed to you of the book. See, I don't like to put the Quran in there because it's not there. And it is the truth, confirming what is between his hands. I don't like the fact that it says the Bible. Allah would know how to say the Quran. He used the Quran 69 times in his Quran. Never used the Bible. So Osama is being nice. I wouldn't be so nice. Surely Allah to his servants is aware, seeing. Folks, if you want to chime in, you got anything to say, feel free. Feel free to interrupt me. Leah, she's probably busy with her little daughter. Allah is thankful now. Hey, I mean, he's a thankful God. Then we bequeathed it. It's the book to those we had chosen of our servants. What book?
Hold on. Who's he thankful to?
I'm sorry?
Who is he thankful to?
Okay, where did it say he was thankful?
Oh, I thought you said he's a thankful God. I was looking for
Oh,
that.
oh, yeah. Up here. Okay, that he will pay them their wages and increase them from his bounty. Surely he is forgiving, thankful. Yeah, okay, yeah. Allah is thankful. I'm surprised I didn't catch that. Okay, so we did 32. Okay. Some of them did injustices to themselves, and some of them kept in the middle part, and some of them the forerunners of the good deeds by Allah's permission. This is the big bounty. I have no clue what Allah just said here. I mean, I got the first part. Some of them did injustice to themselves. I got that. And some of them kept the middle part. The middle part of what? And some of them the forerunners of the good deeds. How does that make sense? Of course, all of this nonsense is by Allah's permission. This is the big bounty, to be confused. They will enter Eden's gardens and will be adorned with bracelets of gold and pearl, and their clothes in it are silk. Wow, Allah is very charitable. And they said, the praise be to Allah, who has put away sorrow from us. Surely our Lord is forgiving, thankful. Again, why would Allah be thankful? Who admitted us to the home of establishment from his bounty? Makes absolutely no sense. Is he talking about his whorehouse with the 72 grapes? Toil will not touch us in it. Hey, look at that. You're going to be sitting on your couch with your gold bracelet and your silk clothes, and you're not going to have to work. Okay. And weariness will not touch us in it. Hey, you won't have to, you won't be feeling any weariness. And those who became the infidels will have the fire of hell. It will not be finished with them, so they shall die. Okay. Nor its torment will be reduced for them.
Wait, does that make sense?
The only thing that I can
Those
think
who
of.
became infidels will have the fire of hell, because so they go to hell. It will not be finished with them, so it sounds like they never get out.
Right.
So that they should die. Wait a minute.
So you're not going to die in hell, and the torment is not going to be reduced.
Okay, that again, believe it or not, this actually makes sense.
Yeah.
Wow.
Likewise, we will reward every infidel.
Hey, you know what? We came across a passage that made sense.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Yeah, my biggest reward is I found Jesus.
I know. Amen. Amen. And they will cry in it. Our Lord, get us out. We will do good deeds. See, Allah keeps going from good deeds to good deeds.
Hold on. So the people are trying to bribe their way back into heaven. Say, get us out of here. We'll do good things.
Yep. You got that, sister.
No, we will only do one good thing. We will do one good thing, not like what we were doing before. We'll do something good. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
We will go to the bathroom like Muhammad went to the bathroom, and that shall be enough.
That sounds like the verse when Jesus says, "Depart from me," that he never knew those that did all these great deeds, but never knew him.
Yeah, they think that this is where he said up there a little while earlier. He said that you have to do good deeds to get to work your way to heaven. He just said that. Now these guys are like, well, let us out. We'll do something good. Yeah, it doesn't work that way. It's not how the God of heaven actually works.
Well, also you have we, which is plural, and then a good deed, which is singular. Okay. We will do good deed, not like what we were doing. Did we not give you lives long enough? So whoever would remember. I don't know. Remember what?
We don't have a clue here. I mean, did we not give you lives long enough? I mean, that doesn't make any sense. Whoever would remember. What are you supposed to remember?
This is Allah's clear book. And excuse me, and the warner came to you. So taste. There is no helper to the unjust. So taste what? Now, I know what he's saying.
Okay,
But,
so what's he saying?
well, he's saying so taste hell. But how do you?
Okay.
So we're gonna.
So you're stuck there. Too bad for you.
So there is no helper to the unjust. Surely
Saying he
Allah.
won't help them.
You got that right.
He says, yeah, I just.
I mean, he can't help them because he's too busy re-virginizing the virgins that became de-virginized. You know, that takes a lot of detail. You got to sit there
That
and
might
make
be
sure.
more than Allah's capable.
Yeah, you got to make sure that they're getting de-virginized, getting those hymens sewn back up. Allah knows the unseen of the heavens and the earth. Surely he knows what is in the chests. He doesn't know what's in my chest.
You know, this is the thing. I always sit here and wonder, what is he? I mean, we never know clearly what he's talking about when he says that. Are we talking about the hearts? I mean, he doesn't seem to. Again, he's really
Maybe
unclear when he's
Allah-
talking about chests.
Yeah, maybe Allah forgot that in the future chests do not mean chests,
Well, I mean,
or it has multiple meanings. You know,
well, I
like,
think he knows that, but he just
Yeah.
doesn't know how to clarify himself.
it could be. He is who made you successors on the earth, and whoever becomes an infidel, so his infidelity is against him, and their infidelity will not increase the infidels with their
Looks like he
Lord.
doesn't know another
except in
word to
hate.
say. How many times does he say infidel in this passage here?
No,
So
well,
take a look what I'm highlighting if you could do that. So
between
whoever comes in infidel, that's one. Infidelity, so his infidel is against them, that's two. And their infidelity, number three, will not increase. The infidels, number four, with their accept and hate, and their infidelity, five, will not increase. Their infidels, six, accept loss. That's 6 times he uses the word infidels in a singular sentence. Something's not right here.
It would, it works fine because I'm pretty sure when you say it in Arabic, it rhymes.
So whoever becomes an infidel is infidelity. It's like becoming an infidel is not something. It's beyond being unclear. It's just it's like the guy doesn't know how to talk.
Now, of course not. That's why he wrote this book.
The thing
It's
with it, have some things, for example, in the Hebrew or Aramaic in the Old Testament. Aramaic was in the Old Testament. Wait, I think it was just Hebrew, but nonetheless, you got these things and say they rhyme in the original language. You translate them, they still got a profound meaning. Look at the Psalms, for example. Here, you got no sense whatsoever. But correct me if I'm wrong. Is there in the Old Testament Aramaic?
Well, no, the Old Testament's in Hebrew.
Okay, fully, yeah.
So, when it's been a long time since I was really good at it, but I mean, there's a huge when you translate. The concept of poetry is different in different cultures. Is the other thing. It doesn't always poetry in different cultures doesn't always rhyme. It may be meter. I mean, a lot of what's in Hebrew is meter, and this is just. It's just sad. In like Japanese, you have haikus. This is just mad. I mean, it's maddening that there's no like you said, when you translate from Hebrew to English, it means something. But this is just gobbledygook and a limited. It's a great display of a limited vocabulary. That's what I see here. I mean, again, I'm the retired special ed teacher. When I saw this on a kid, I'd be thinking, okay, we need to give this kid a bigger vocabulary. All right. I worked with high school age kids, and I would see stuff like this, and I'd go to the kid and I'd say, what word do you think would fit better here? Let's think of some synonyms, of these words, and but Allah is supposed to be perfect, and he doesn't know enough to find a synonym. That's pretty sad.
Allah needs to commit Harry. Well,
then there wouldn't be a Muhammad, because I think that's the sock puppet. I'm not sure who's the sock puppet. Is it Muhammad or Allah? Because we don't know who actually. I mean, we don't know that there was a Muhammad from everything we're learning.
What if both of them are sock puppets?
That's a scary thought.
Okay, 40. Say, have you seen your partners, those whom you call on without Allah? Show me what they create from the earth. Or do they have a share in the heavens? Or
So
have we given them a book? Now, who's
have your
talking about this?
partners those. I'm still trying to figure out. So we've got people creating that aren't God, from what I read here. Show me what they create from the earth, or
Well, I guess he's putting forth the challenge. Okay,
okay,
so
it's a
you got
challenge.
these. So you got these
So
partners.
what did Dag make? I mean,
Right.
yeah, what have you done? Type thing.
And then he's saying, or do they have a share in the heavens, or have we given them a book? So they are on a proof from it. What?
This is just so badly written. Oh my
So
gosh,
they are on a proof from it?
that doesn't.
What the
I
hell
mean,
does that
again, it's
even
just
mean?
badly written at the very least.
Yet the unjust will not promise one another except pride. Surely Allah holds the heavens and the earth so that they will not vanish. Okay, Allah, you can't hold the heavens and the earth. Okay. And if they vanish, no one can hold them after him. Okay, so he's holding them like if it's a physical thing. Surely he was forbearing, forgiving. And they swear by Allah their most earnest oath that if a warner came to them, they would become more guided than any of the nations.
Well, wait a minute. That can't be true because it doesn't matter what they choose. It matters what Allah chooses on who guides, because this is Allah's hard determinism. Allah decides if they're going to be guided or not. It's not the man's choice. So this is a deception. Oh, we don't remember. Wasn't just a few little while ago? It was Allah. Allah does deceive people. Didn't we just read that?
I think we did, but we definitely know because he is the best of deceivers.
Deceivers. So he's deceiving even his own followers here. Wow.
So when the warner came to them, he did not increase them except rejection.
It doesn't make any sense.
No,
I
99.
mean, it's like saying nothing happened. Don't worry, but nothing happened. Something might happen, but nothing happened. Right.
99% of the Quran makes absolutely no sense. Maybe 99.9.
It's just bad.
Okay, 43. Arrogance on the earth and the evil deception do not inflict except its people.
So you see this again? Limited vocabulary. This is, again, another great example of limited vocabulary.
So will they look except to the customs of the ancients? So you will not find change to Allah's custom, and you will not find alteration to Allah's custom.
Okay, wait.
Custom.
You will not find Allah's custom, and you will not find, again,
Well, wait a minute.
I mean, just
Allah has a custom?
so if Allah has a custom, that would mean he's a human.
Does he have like a routine? Because, I mean, for Allah to have a custom.
Customs are something that a group of people have. So if Allah is a group of people, that makes sense. But as a particular person, it would mean habits, yeah. But a custom is not something that an individual does. It's a group of people. We have a problem here. I mean, there's no other way to put it. I mean, this is Allah either not understanding language or definitions, which is, if we're talking about Allah, that's possible because this is Arabic as a second language. There's definite proof of this over and over again.
It's because we're infidels and we're not reading it in Arabic. It's clear in Arabic. Leah would agree. It's clear in Arabic. It probably makes sense in Arabic. Okay, 44. Or have they walked on the earth? Okay. Allah, where they're supposed to walk, if not on the earth?
Sorry, which part makes sense in Arabic?
I was just being facetious, but read the last I guess the last two sentences of verse 43.
Can you go back up to them 1 sec? Just because I
Okay,
can't.
You
yes,
gotta
a
ask
second.
Paul because I think he switched.
Okay, yep.
screens.
Arrogance on the earth and evil deception.
Well, that's the same thing.
Says the same thing.
It's no, I'm reading the English right now. The one that you guys have right here. Is that the one that
No, we
about
want
the
you to-
change? That there's no
Yeah.
change and no alteration.
Yeah, but we want you to read the Arabic, see if the Arabic makes sense.
Okay, yeah. All right.
I mean, I'm looking at Jalalain's, and he's using the word custom.
In which chapter?
Chapter 35. I mean, this is Jalalain's talking shown by their arrogance regarding their faith in the land and evil plotting, shirk and other things, but evil plotting envelops only those who do it. It accompanies the one who plots. Plotting was described as fundamentally evil. Do they expect anything but the pattern of previous peoples? This is 43, I'm still reading. The custom of Allah with them is to punish them. Oh, well, we know that Allah likes torture. So you will not find Allah's torture. Well, if we just change out custom and put Allah's love of torture, we'd probably be fine.
Okay, while she's doing that, let me go on. And they were stronger than them in might, and there was nothing in the heavens nor on the earth that was to hinder Allah. Okay. Surely he was knowing mighty. And if Allah punishes people for what they earn, he will not leave on its back any creature. What? But he will delay them to an appointed time. So if their appointed time comes, so surely Allah was seeing to his servants.
Wait, he punishes people for what they earn. Okay, so if they earn, they have a sinful life, he punishes them. I get that, but I thought a little while ago Allah was rewarding the people who did sin. I guess is where Allah doesn't know the difference between reward and punishment. Again, he uses the words interchangeably. He will not leave on its back any creature. It just doesn't make any sense.
So in the Arabic, it's the same thing, kind of the same concept when it's saying change, or I think earlier, let's see here, it says alteration.
Mm-hmm.
It makes sense. It's just kind of the same way of repeating the same thing.
Yeah.
Because it says tabdil or tahwil. Tabdil means to like substitute for something else. But here, he's translating it as change, which is correct also. Or tahwil means to transform it to something else, or also to alter it to something else. But it's still the same thing. I don't know why he has to repeat synonym. I can't even.
You can't use a synonym. I mean, the problem is the word custom. I mean, that's again, it's something. It's not generally used.
Oh, customs. Okay, hold on.
That's a real problem because even Jalalain says it's custom. And now I'm looking at 45. He will not leave on its back any creature, and Jalalain says that is, he would not leave a single creature crawling on it, which he means the earth. He puts in parentheses the earth. But that's not what that says.
And also, it probably wouldn't be custom because remember, you're reading the English translation of Jalalain.
No, he uses custom. I mean, that's what I'm saying.
Right, but I'm just saying. Well, we don't know if he uses custom because we don't know the Arabic. That's whoever translated it.
Yeah, but
we don't know.
But I think that's actually important that he uses that same word. I mean,
right.
I'm just
what
kind
does
of
he mean? He will leave no crawling creature. What does that mean?
Well, he will
leave on the earth. Crawling?
He will leave no crawling creature on the earth. And then it says, but he is deferring them until a specified time, the day of rising.
But-
Then when their time comes, Allah seizes slaves.
How did he get?
Wait. So if Allah has slaves, Allah needs slaves. Doesn't that make him a physical human being?
I mean, I don't know, man. Allah defies all logic, so who knows?
Oh, so are all Muslims now the slaves of Allah?
Well, all
I mean, maybe.
most,
Okay, so I mean, if he's using the word slaves here, then
yeah. But where's he giving the word slave? It's not. It's not in
the
that
word
verse.
servants. I'll say this
servant.
in Greek, the word servant and slave is the same word,
Yeah.
which is doulos. And so I mean, it may be interchangeable,
I mean,
but
could be.
I don't know.
All right, let's get a crack-a-lacking. We are now in chapter 36, and it has a beautiful name.
Pronounce that one.
YS.
Yes. Oh wait.
Okay.
Hey, wait a minute. Oh, let's be fair. What does number 1 say for that?
What does number 1 say? What does number 1 usually say? A word containing 2 Arabic letters without a meaning.
So they have a chapter titled something without meaning.
Yes.
Does that not say that the
yeah,
Quran is not clear?
No, this gets better because apparently Allah swears by the wise Quran.
Oh, okay. Jalaluddin calls this Yasin.
Yeah, that's what. If you look at if I was to go to a translation, yes, that's what it would say. It would say Yasin.
and it says Allah knows best what it means.
But Ya is a letter, and then Sin is another letter. Like
Yes.
there's Ta, there's Ba, there's so I swear by the wise Quran. Now he's got to be talking about the
It
Quran.
can't
That's
be
in
wise
heaven.
if it doesn't make sense.
Yes. Surely you are of the messengers. So Allah,
Wait
I
a
guess
minute. There's no Quran at this point, right?
unless he's referring to the Quran that's in the magical tablets in heaven. I mean, I don't know. Well, but if it's the Quran, then the Quran that's not in the 7 heavens, or what? But why is Allah swearing by something that was created? I thought Allah has nothing to do with his creation.
Well,
but
I will
he
say this:
swears.
that's in brackets, which means he put it there to try and help the Quran. So it starts with by the wise Quran, because there's no I swear there in Arabic.
Well, it can't be wise Quran because we got 2 Arabic letters that we don't know what it means.
And then if it starts out by the wise Quran, we don't know what we're talking about.
Right.
All right.
Surely,
sorry, guys. It's because the baby is screaming at the same time. But typically, the better way to translate it instead of customs, which would be adet, it's the word is supposed to be in the Arabic. Actually, it's sunnat, which is basically like the ways, or which
traditions?
would be, or the like God's law. So yeah, but it's the same concept that he translated. Yeah, is the question about the word, or
well, yeah, because if we're talking about traditions, we're talking about mannerisms. I mean, mannerisms of an individual or mannerisms of a people is actually the difference.
No, so he's not talking about adet, which is customs of a specific people. I think he's talking directly about like God's law. I guess
wow.
Allah, not God's.
If we actually went up, I just want to point this out. Excuse me for just a second. I'll pull it up. That's not good either, because so you will not find a change to if we Allah's law, if we put that there, and you will not find that would actually work. Holy cow, if it's Allah's law. But I don't know. I mean, that actually would clarify that little piece. Thank you.
But I am pretty sure Allah would have a word for law.
Well, he does. It's
Sunnah.
But that's what it was, right?
Yeah, but it was in like a plural and linking it to the previous word. So it was just written differently, but that was the kind of the root of it.
And this one is funny. Surely you are of the messenger. So this is Allah. He's not sure if Muhammad is a messenger. Surely. Okay, why can't Allah just speak in the affirmative?
Well, we don't know he's talking about Muhammad. We don't know who he's talking to.
Yeah,
We don't,
that is true.
because I mean, apparently Usama had to help the Quran by putting a swear in front of by the wise Quran.
Yeah.
So sure,
Now-
we don't know, and this is a new chapter, so we don't know anything.
And 3 and 4 should be together. So it should read, surely you are of the messengers on a straight way. Hey, is this the same straight way that Allah's on?
If
What the
Allah's
hell
on a
is this?
straight way,
A descending of the deer, the merciful. What?
that would be like 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 should be together because he's putting this dear and merciful together.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
2,
also
3,
think
4, and
6 should
5
go
should be
together. But that's
Oh
okay.
yeah, to
To
warn
warn a people whose fathers were not warned, so they are heedless.
again, limited vocabulary.
Yeah.
To warn a people whose fathers were not warned. I mean,
Now
he's
I
got to
know.
keep using the same words over and over again.
Now I know
It's not
Usama.
limited.
Yeah, I know Usama's not the one who put the verses, but whoever came up with these verses didn't know anything about language, because these are not verses; these are one continuation.
Oh, you're talking about the numbering, yeah.
Yeah, the numbering.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they don't
the verse
get it.
numbers.
Yeah,
I mean,
they don't understand the purpose.
Yeah, I mean, you can't just say, okay.
I honestly think that the reason they have the numbers done this way is because in poetry, these would be lines, but that's the only thing that makes sense to me. To warn a people whose fathers were not warned, that'd be one stanza. Then you go down to the next stanza. So they are heedless. Go down to the next stanza. Indeed, from there. I mean, that's
okay. I don't know much about poetry, but this I'm not reading
one line.
poetry.
Just say one line. So each one would be one line of poetry. That's if you look at it that way. If that's how they did it, it's still bad. But
so, are we reading a holy book or are we reading a holy poem?
Well, it's not holy, and it's generous.
Well,
there's nothing in the
So
Quran
are
that
we
indicates
reading
it's
a
holy.
generous book or are we reading a generous poem?
That's a good question.
Continue. Indeed, the word against most of them is established, so they will not believe. Indeed, the word against most of them is established. Okay.
We don't know what. I mean, what again?
I have no clue what the word is, but that's okay. But I do know it.
What did they do wrong? I mean, it says to warn. They've been warned. Apparently, they weren't following Allah. Is all I can think of. The word against most of them. What word? And what did they do? I mean, we don't know. We don't know if they did anything except not believe.
Ooh, 38 sounds pleasant. Surely we placed chains around their necks, so they were up to their chins, so their heads were forced up. So you're going to have...
Does that sound like Joe Biden's statement? We're going to put you all back in chains?
I mean, okay, so you're going to have chains around your neck until it reaches your chin, so that your head was forced up. So you won't be able to, look down. Your head's going to be forced up.
That's a pretty thick neck chain, yeah.
Oh, wow. There is a verse that when you look at the tafsirs, you don't want to know what that chain is going to be doing to you. And when we made between their hands a barrier, and from behind them a barrier, so we covered them so they do not see. What the hell does that mean? We made between their hands a barrier. So Allah put something between their hands so we can't clap. And from behind them a barrier. What does that mean? So we cover them so they do not see. What does that mean? Can somebody tell me what that means?
So I'm just playing with it. So look I'm highlighting. We made their hands a barrier. Okay, so they have a barrier between the hands, a barrier behind them, and so not only is there a door, wall in front, wall between their hands. We'll just say a wall. If we're using wall, we have something between their hands. We have something behind them. And then they get covered. So, yeah, it's like you made them blind. It doesn't, yeah. Other than that, I mean, very, very limited vocabulary. 1, 2, 3, 4, and none of that flows. It doesn't make sense. Allah can't communicate.
All right, let me see, 10. And if you warn them or do not warn them, it is the same. They will not believe. Surely,
Well, you haven't said anything to make sense. Why should they?
No. Surely you only warn who followed the reminder and feared the merciful with the unseen. So give him the good news of forgiveness and a generous wage. Now, what is this reminder? Who is he talking about? Surely you only warn who followed the reminder.
And it's
So,
kind of a very dark theology too, because for example, you have the in the Old Testament, for example, the Canaanites that before they were even Canaanites, and they had like 400 years to change the ways that they had. They continued in that same way. And then here, for example, you have these people don't bother even telling them what the good news is because they're not going to believe. So let them perish nonetheless. And why create them in the first place if you're not going to give them a chance to choose whether they want to leave the wrong that they're believing in and go to what's right?
What you're talking about is again the reference I'm making to the concept of a hard determinism. It's like the concept of fate. You have a fate. You must follow. That's it. There's no choice. You must follow that. And
okay, but I still got a question with number 11. It says, surely, now I'm assuming he's talking to Muhammad. Surely you only warn, so we know it's a messenger because messengers warn. Surely you only warn those who followed. Now I'm correcting all those things. Okay, surely you only warn those who followed the reminder. Okay.
So Jalalain claims the reminder is the Quran, but there's a problem with that because the Quran didn't exist.
Right. That was going to be my next thing. Is like, how can they follow? How can Muhammad come to warn people who were following the Quran when it didn't exist? And the reminder is also used for the Torah. It's also used for the Injil. I mean, clearly
we don't know what the reminder is in truth. Right.
But clearly we know that in this particular verse, the reminder can't be the Quran because the Quran hadn't really come yet. I mean, Allah was still crapping it out piece by piece. Okay, number 12. Surely we raise the dead. Wow. Woohoo! And we write down what they advanced and what is left behind, and we counted everything in a clear guide. Okay, who's doing the writing?
Okay, so we have a problem here. Nothing's been clear, so we don't have a clear guide.
And we write down. I thought Allah didn't write anything down. I thought he had the magical pen write everything down that would ever exist.
Well, so, this would make Allah physical again.
And it can't be Muhammad because then you got a problem. Because remember, Muslims tell us, what does Jalalain say about 12?
All right, let me just see. Number 12, it says, we bring the dead to life at the resurrection, and we record in the preserved tablet what they send ahead, the good and evil they do in this world in order to repay them, and what they leave behind, the customs and traditions they institute, which remain behind when they die. We have listed and explained everything precisely in a clear register, a reference to the preserved tablet. Wow, that's an awful lot to take from that little bit.
Okay, that was 36:12, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let me see. Ibn Abbas says, lo, it is who bring the dead to life for the resurrection. We record that which they send before them. We record what they did before of the good, blah, 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 blah. And we have written down in a guarded tablet. Yes.
So
Yes.
it's the
So
same. They're saying the same
yeah.
thing. The problem is, who's doing the writing?
I guess it's the magical pen, because all of this was written before. But this is in the present tense, and we write down what they advanced. But I thought the pen had written down everything. But I mean, I don't know. And how would I know that this is talking about some tablet? Do you see anything there that says tablet? You see anything there that says heavenly? I don't see it. All right. This is a strange parable made up by Muhammad. What village? Who are the messengers? Who is the man in the city? What was the message? Who, what, where, when, and sometimes you throw in the how. You got to throw in the how.
There is a strange parable made up. Okay. I always laugh because he doesn't know what the word parable means. He really doesn't. It's pretty sad. Again, a word like parable, a God should understand, but it's too much for this little God Allah.
Jesus says, how much stupid can you take? Can you take in during a week? I don't know, man.
The idea is to get it done as fast as we can so we don't have to feel this pain anymore.
We got anywhere between 4 and 7 weeks, and we will be done. And then I won't know what the hell I'm going to do.
Oh, wait. You missed this one. Oh, oh my gosh. We have some incredibly intelligent people here.
Let me go back.
Darcy Campbell. That's my tablet.
I mean, Allah doesn't even tell us if it's an iPad or if it's an Android. Okay, so
well, tablet can be, I mean, like a computer. So,
well, that's true. Okay, so let's see what this strange made-up parable is. Okay, so we got 2 and 3. So I got that ready to go. 2 is evil. Okay, so 2 and 3 mean evil. Let me see if I remember. And give them a parable of the companion of the village when the messenger came to them. When we sent to them to what?
We don't know.
Well, they denied them. Oh, wait a minute. But he never sends 2 messengers to a village. It's supposed to be only 1.
Well, okay, he's done that before. I mean, with several different, we've read several times where there's been 2. So now he's sending them 2 by 2,
yeah. This is talking about the 3 disciples that went to Antioch. Paul is one of them. Paul is the 3rd one. I can't remember what the first 2 are. Which disciples went to Antioch?
I'm not going to venture on that one. Paul, Silas, and Barnabas, I would think.
That could be it. But if you look at Ibn Kathir for 14, you don't have Ibn Kathir, do you?
I do, but I don't have it out.
There's another one that says the same thing. Okay, Ibn Kathir. The story of the dwellers of the town and the messengers, a lesson that those who belied the messengers were destroyed. Okay, but we don't know what town. We don't know the messengers.
But this again is con man language because of the generalities. It can refer to anything.
Okay, so it goes like this: a similitude, the dwellers of the town, when there came messengers to them, and a report that he transmitted from Ibn Abbas, Ka'b Abhar, and Wahab bin Manabuba, Ibn Ishaq reported that it was the city of Antioch, in which there was a king called Antiochus, the son of Antiochus, the son of
Wow.
Okay, so there was a king whose name was, there was a city called Antioch, which there was a king called Antiochus, the son of Antiochus, the son of Antiochus.
Oh,
wow. Who used to worship idols. I bet you that's not true. Allah sent to him 3 messengers whose names were Sadiq, Saduk, and Shalom. And he disbelieved in them. So I guess the king disbelieved.
Hold on, I can't see any of that on the screen.
Oh no, I'm reading the tafsir.
Oh, I was like, what type of verse?
Now hold on a second. Now this is going to be funny. Now watch this. Now these people went to the city of Antioch, correct?
It doesn't tell us this here, but that's
but I'm saying
tafsir is saying.
Right, the tafsir is saying Antioch. Now, I'm going to go do a search. I'm going to go search for Bullis because that's Paul's name. And I think it's 50.
But even Jalalain says it's the city of
36.
Antioch.
Okay, it's here. 36:13. 30.
And it says the messengers are from Isa.
Okay, what chapter are we on?
36.
Okay. Now I'm doing a search, and this says Ibn Kathir 36:13, but 36:13 didn't say. 36:13 says, "And give them a parable of the companion of the village when the messengers came to them." Okay, so let's see what Ibn Kathir says. Kind of pretty much the same thing. Oh, I'm sorry, that was 13, 13 to 17. Where's the one that says Bullis? Where's Bullis? The messengers, and okay, I know I saw Bullis. Okay, let me do a search for Bullis.
We're being too kind. I'm just gonna read this again, and gave them a parable of the companion of the village. Okay, that's what he's calling it, companion of the village. When the messenger came to them, we don't know who the messenger is. When we sent to them too, and if they're saying Jesus sent, this is interesting. Ibn Jalalain says the messengers are sent by Jesus. So here the we is Jesus. And I mean, that's just okay. And we sent them too, so they denied them. So we strengthened them with a third.
Oh, but see, Jalalain, I'm going to share my screen. Jalalain contradicts himself. The dude can't even, the dude forgot what he said a couple verses above. Let me share the screen. Brave, Ibn Kathir. Let me share. I'm probably going to have to blow it up.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Let's blow this up to about 150. Let me know when it's fine.
That's okay.
Okay. All right. Okay. So we see here, Allah sent 3 messengers, right? This, and Shalom. Okay. Now, if we go further down, what does it say? We reinforced them with a third. Right?
Yeah.
We supported and strengthened them with a third messenger. But here it says these are the names of the 3 messengers. But then he goes on and he says, so we reinforced them with a third, means we supported and strengthened them with a third messenger. Ibn, whatever his name is, narrator from Wahab bin Salamun, blah, 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 blah. The names of the first 2 messengers were Shamu and Yuhana. And the name of the third was Bulus. And the city was Antioch. Well, hello.
So you got so you got 6 different messengers.
Yeah. Either that or Ibn Kathir was drinking some good stuff. These 3 messengers are not the 3 down here. So either somebody messed up here, down here, or he sent 6 messengers.
Okay, let's pay attention. I'm going to read this again. The parable of the companion of the village when the messengers came to them. When we sent to them 2, so they denied them. So we strengthened them with a third. So they said, surely we are sent to you. They said, you are not except humans like us, and the merciful did not send down anything, but you are only liars. There's nothing here that implies there's a second set. I think Ibn Kathir is drinking some good stuff.
Yeah, see, the second part that I read would make sense because 14 says, when we sent to them 2, which is what Ibn Kathir says, that 2 were sent, then we strengthened them with a third, which was Paul.
Yeah.
But right above, he says something totally different, which makes no sense because the one above, he's saying that he sent 3 of them.
Well, again, Jalalain said that these were sent by Jesus. So, I mean, I find it interesting. So Jalalain is partnering Jesus with Allah. And maybe he doesn't know it.
I mean, it could be.
Because there's the term we. That would mean Allah and Jesus.
Now listen to Jalalain. We sent unto them twain, meaning two apostles, Simon the Canaanite and Thomas, and they denied them both. So we reinforced them with a third. We strengthened them with Simon Peter. Okay, now wait a minute. Simon Peter is not Bullis. Bullis means Paul. I mean, these people can't even get their crap together.
Well, they don't read the Bible. That's
No,
that's
but
the
I'm just saying. You see the conundrum. Ibn Abbas says it's Simon and Thomas, and then Peter. Ibn Kathir says it's somebody else. Jalalain does not mention any names. Now, Jalalain also doesn't say anything about that they were sent by Jesus. Where did you see that?
I don't think we're reading. I got Al Jalalain is what I have.
Yeah, I'm looking at Jalalain right here. The
This is
website that I
interesting.
looked
So
at.
I'll have to show you what I've got later, but
Yeah.
that's what it says. Tafsir Al
Because I'll
Jalalain.
read, because my Jalalain, it says, when we sent to them two men, and they denied both of them. Okay, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so we reinforced them. In other words, we reinforced the two with a third. And they said, we have indeed been sent to you, and he's got by God in brackets.
This is problematic no matter how you look at it. Okay. You are not except humans like us, and the merciful did not send anything but. So they're just saying they're humans. So what? I mean, what's the story here? I mean, they didn't believe, you're just humans, and they call them liars. And if these guys are sharing about Allah, I mean, yeah, they get called liars because there's nothing that makes sense here. All right. They said, our Lord knows that surely we are sent to you, and our duty is nothing except the clear delivering. Well, nothing here is clear.
Nope, we dropped Leah.
Gosh.
I mean, but you see that even the scholars, the tafsir scholars, can't get their schmucks together.
Yeah, I mean,
One guy says one thing in one tafsir collection, another guy is confused because we clearly see six messengers, not three, six messengers. But the Quran clearly states. Now Ibn Kathir was also giving some information on verse 13, because he starts with verse 13, and that's the one where he names three different names. But when he gets to 14, he says Allah sent two of them. Those two were denied, so he sent the third one, and he said the names, but they're in Arabic. But I know Bullis is Paul. Okay, so where did they said? Okay, all right. When we sent to them two, so they denied them, so we strengthened them with a third. So they said, surely we are sent to you. Okay, that's the three, I guess. Mm-hmm. They said, you are not except humans like us. And the merciful did not send down anything, but you are only liars. Okay. They said, our Lord knows that surely we are sent to you, and our duty is nothing.
We have another problem here with this. They said. Okay, so we have they said as I guess you would call them the infidels, the people of Antioch are talking. You are not except humans like us. And then you have another they said, and now it's referring to somebody else.
Right. Well, this is going back to the messengers.
Wow.
Because the first one here.
But I mean, this is just the bland unclearness. I mean, you would think that this is referring to the same group of people, but.
Right. So you got right after it says, so we strengthened them with a third. So they said, surely we are sent to you. So that's the messengers. And then the people said, you guys are just humans like us, and the merciful did not send down anything, but you are only liars. So then the messenger said, our Lord knows that surely we are sent to you, and our duty is nothing except the clear accept a clear delivering. Again, incomplete.
Clear what?
Then they go back to the people. And the people, they said, surely our bird.
Evil bird.
Okay, yeah, evil. Well, it says evil omen.
Or okay, our evil omen. Okay.
So surely our evil omen is on you. If you do not cease, we will surely stone you, and surely you will be touched with a painful torment from us. They said, your evil omen is with you. What if you are reminded? What? What if you are reminded?
Okay,
Yet
they got an evil omen.
That doesn't make sense.
So they're going to send. Okay, they've got an evil omen. If you do not, they get an evil omen if they don't stop. Oh wow, this just doesn't make any sense.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, another perfect example of the clear as mud book, as we say. Okay, what if you are reminded? Okay, what if you are reminded of what? Yet you are an extravagant people, and a man came from the far part of the city striving. Okay, that doesn't make sense either. He said, oh, my people, follow the messengers. Follow those who do not ask a wage from you, and they are guided. And why should I not serve him who created me and to whom you will be returned? I guess that's the old man still talking about it, or whoever this guy is. Okay, will I take gods without him? Should the merciful desire to afflict me? Their intercession will not avert anything from me, nor will they deliver me. I mean, what is he trying to say? Anybody know?
So God, this Allah causes pain and affliction. Is what it's, and will I take gods without him? So you're taking, this is the polytheism again. Will I take other gods? Surely should the merciful desire. Should I take other gods if Allah desires to hurt him? Their intercession will not. So if the other gods intercede, wow, their intercession would be the other gods will.
Apparently, it's saying that their intercession is not going to do you any good.
Not do any good.
Yeah, they're not going to deliver you.
It's saying there are other gods, nor will they deliver me. Surely, then I'm in obvious error. Okay, because you took other gods. All right, I get that, but it's just so badly written. Surely I believed in your Lord, so hear me. Wait a minute. Okay, so who is speaking here? Because it sounds like
it's still the man. I believe it's still the man.
It sounds like the pagans are speaking here. Surely
no,
I believed in your Lord.
I think it's still the man that came from the far part of the city. That's why it says, surely I believed in your Lord, so hear me. It was said, enter the garden. He said, I wish my people knew about what my Lord has forgiven me, and he made me of the honorable. So I guess he got to go to heaven. Or he's talking, okay, but he's talking like he's talking like he's been to the heavens. Or not yet. So he forgave his sins, and he made him of the honorable. And we did not send down troops from the heavens on his people after him, nor were we the sender. What the hell does that mean?
Doesn't make any sense.
We did not send down troops from the heavens on his people. Okay. It was only a single shout, and they were extinguished. Oh, Allah didn't need to send troops. He just yelled, and they disappeared. Or they died, or whatever.
So all of Antioch got wiped away? Is that what we're saying here?
I guess.
That's not what happened in reality.
No.
Maybe Allah doesn't know that.
You know that there's, Allah's got a different reality. Oh, regret upon the servants. No messenger came to them except they were scoffing at him.
Well, what would you say? I mean, this guy just said he got rid of all of Antioch, and it didn't happen. And so they're sitting there laughing at him for saying he did it. Come on.
Have they not seen how many of the generations before them that we destroyed?
Tell
And
us
that
one of
they,
those things he destroyed, because we haven't. I mean, he's created places. He's made up places like Ad and what was the other one?
well,
Thermum.
you got Odd, you have Talmud, and then you got a couple
Talmud, yeah.
places that you don't know what places they are.
Yeah, but he has to make up words and names
Yeah.
in order for it to work.
Yeah. If any Muslims are watching, we strongly urge and recommend that you do your own research and reading so you know what the Quran actually says. Amen.
Amen.
Don't take my word. I always tell people, don't take my word. Do your own research. I mean, read as many translations as you have to. Okay. I'm not telling you that spend your lifetime trying to learn Arabic because that ain't going to help you. What is Mikhail said? Allah is right. You can't duplicate something like the Quran. Hey, you're right. Absolutely.
Nobody would be able to. Nobody would read it. Let me put it that way.
Yeah.
If you, okay, I will say this. I have edited a lot of different books and things, and the only one I saw came close to this was actually written. He hired someone to ghost. This guy hired someone to ghostwrite, and it was so bad. It was like somebody copied and pasted different sections in from different books. And I told him he got taken. I says, and I know what's right. I says, you hired one of these Filipinos who do, to ghostwrite for you because it was cheaper, right? And I says, you just got taken. You didn't read the book. You should have at least read to see if it was worth paying for.
Right.
Yeah, and he didn't. That's his own fault. But
all right,
yeah.
31. Have they not seen how many the generations before them we destroyed, and that they will not return to them? Okay. And all of them gathered together, they will be brought before us. Okay, but see, why is Allah calling himself us? Who's us?
Well, if he partnered with Jesus earlier, I mean, who's he partnering with now? Is it Mo and him?
This has been bothering me. I've been trying to figure out who's us. I know the Muslims say the we is the majestic.
Well, that follows. It can use the us with it. I mean, it's still a concept of the royal we, but the problem is the royal we refers to a human and God. So this is something that Muslims don't understand, unless you're talking about a plurality in God.
33. And the dead, okay, and the dead earth is assigned to them. Okay. We give life to it and we bring forth grain from it.
I starting to think that he considers dead earth a place that you plant.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, so you go to a field, you put seed down, and after a while, the rain comes, and this is really a lack of understanding of the concept of agriculture too, because every time he talks about dead earth, you have plants coming for it. He just doesn't understand that it wasn't dead earth; it was good soil.
Right.
I mean, that makes sense. I mean, that Allah doesn't understand the concept. Oh, would that make him again a sock puppet? I mean, yeah.
Okay, so we give life to it and bring forth grain from it. So from it they eat, and we make date and vine gardens in it. Okay, vine gardens is grapes. Any grapes growing in Mecca?
I was just going to ask you that question.
Uh,
Well, read the next part. That's the real one to ask about.
and in it we cause springs to gush forth. It's the Zamzam, baby. Yeah, I don't know of any springs gushing forth from Mecca or Medina, that they may eat of its fruit and what their hands made.
Wait a minute. Where are they living that they're going
Not
to
in
get
Mecca,
fruit?
not in Medina. You might want to highlight that. We're talking about grapes.
Got dates,
And we
vine
got
gardens,
springs.
gushing water, and fruit.
Unless he's not talking about a specific location, and this is just
Well,
in
he
general.
really isn't. I mean, never is. That's the. I mean,
Do they? Yeah, go ahead.
what was that other place? It's in Syria that could be it. I mean, if they're talking about Antioch, it's not too far away. Where's that other place? It's Petra?
Yeah, Sela.
That might be why he's hurt. I mean, if Muhammad really was a salesman and he traveled that far, that would make sense where he's heard the word Antioch before.
Hey, did I send you the link to that video from Dan Gibson?
I think you did. It's been a while.
Where it's talking about where Mecca is,
Oh, yes.
and Mecca is nowhere near Mecca.
Yes.
Of course, the Muslims will,
Oh,
they
okay.
yeah.
Wait. Here's where the gushing water is coming from. Between the backbone and the ribs.
Yeah, that's a good one. Do they not give thanks? Praise be to him who has created all the pairs of what the earth grows, and from themselves. And
So again, we have Allah not knowing that there are not male and female of every plant.
okay, and from themselves, and of what they do not know. And the night is assigned to them. We peel the day away from it. What? It's almost like he's saying the night and the day are joined. So then they are in darkness.
That really doesn't make sense. We peel the day.
You can't peel the day from the night. That's not how it works. Oh, here's the one that you should like. The sun sets in a resting place. The sun does not catch up to the moon. Notice that the earth does not move, but rather the sun moves around the earth. What about the north and the south poles? Hey, forget that. I told you, I have claimed the north and the south. Because Allah does not believe in, he says he's just he's the Lord of the east and the west, but he's also the Lord of the two easts and the two wests. I don't know. You know of any two easts and two wests? I don't know. And the sun runs to its resting place. Can somebody tell me, where does the sun rest?
I have no clue.
This is the measurement of the deer, the knowing, and the moon. We have determined its houses. Well, moon's got houses? I always knew there was aliens up there. And the moon, we have determined its houses until he returns as an old and crooked palm branch. What the hell does that mean? Neither should the sun catch up to the moon, nor the night outstrip the day. Each swims in a sphere. It's supposed to be each swims in an orbit, but that's okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, how would the sun even catch up to the moon? Does Allah not know the distance between the moon and the sun?
He doesn't understand where
They're
they
not even-
are as well.
Also, in order for you to catch it, they would both have to be on the same path. That means they would have to be on the same orbit. And that ain't happening.
Okay, go back to 39. In the moon, we have determined its houses. So the moon has houses?
That's what I said.
Okay. An old and crooked palm. I don't
Until
get that
he
part.
returns as old and crooked. Now, who's he? Allah?
It doesn't make any sense.
Okay.
Okay, so whoever it is okay. So if it's a he, it's a human. A human is turned into an old and crooked palm branch. Okay, with some magic here. Neither should the sun catch up to the moon, nor the night outstrip the day, and each swims in a sphere. You know, the only one that's partly right is the idea that they each swim in a sphere, which is an orbit, but it's not each. It's the concept. Yeah. Oh, let's go on. This is just bad.
41. And it is a sign to them that we carry their offspring in the loaded ship. What? Offspring of who? The moon? The sun? The old man?
It sounds like we're talking about the sun and the moon. So the sun has offspring and the moon has offspring.
Oh, they got together on the side.
Oh, okay. So now they're having babies. Okay.
And we create the like of what they write on. Who? What?
So what? Okay. So the sun and moon need to ride on something Allah created. Okay, this
And
is
if we
talk
will,
about bad science. I mean, this is
and
Yeah.
if we will drown them. So there is no shout to them, and they are not
wait. You're going to
rescued.
drown the moon and the sun?
I don't know. Who the hell is he going to drown?
Wait, are we going to drown the kids of the moon and the sun?
Probably the kids. They're on a ship, so
Yeah. Okay. So the kids. Oh, we're talking about really out there. I'm sorry. If you were sitting here listening, you got to throw yourself back in the time of Muhammad, and you're listening to this story. Okay, and the moon, we have determined it has houses on it, and some guy's walking along, and he got turned into an old and crooked palm branch, and don't worry, the sun won't catch up to the moon, nor the night outstrip the day. And by the way, each one of them swims in their own sphere. It's a sign that we, who the heck is we, are carrying their offspring in a loaded ship. So don't worry, the sun and the moon got together, had kids, and we put them on a ship. And oh my gosh. And we create the like of it, what they ride on. So we created the ship. I guess that's what it is. That doesn't make any sense otherwise. That said, it does. If we will drown the kids of the moon and the sun. Oh my gosh. This is bad.
All right, so let's see. So there is no shout to them. I don't know what that means.
So the
And
kids
they-
can't shout. They
and
they can't make enough noise.
and they are not rescued except for a mercy from us and enjoyment for a while.
That's because
Okay.
Allah likes to torture people. He likes
And
to do scream
when it is said to them, said to who? The
kids.
offspring-
to the kids.
offspring- the kids of the sun and the moon.
Yeah.
Okay, fear what is between your hands and what is behind you. Perhaps you will receive a mercy. What do you mean? What are my hands holding? Am I holding like a cobra?
Well, I mean, if you're the sun and the moon and you're the children of the sun and the moon, is that really going to scare you?
I mean, seriously, fear what is between
Oh
your
my
hands
gosh.
and what is behind you. Now, maybe there's a criminal creeping up behind me that I should fear.
Well,
But I don't-
Marion said, "What's a loaded ship? A loaded ship is you get a loaded ship when it's heavy. So you have enough off. We're talking about tons of kids. We're tons of kids on a loaded ship. So I mean, the moon and the sun were busy. Okay, they got a lot of kids.
Okay, 46.
It's in the Quran. I didn't say it. It's in the Quran.
And a sign from the signs of their Lord did not come to them except that they were turning away from it. Okay.
Wow.
And when it is said to them, spend of what Allah has provided for you. Those who became infidels said to those who believed, should we feed those whom, if Allah wills, He could feed? You are only an obvious error.
Wait a minute.
Error,
Should we
error.
feed?
Well, I should have brought up
Should
my.
Allah give food to those who are hungry?
Yeah,
How does that follow? You're only an obvious error.
I don't know. I should have loaded up my sound making machine. It's supposed to be a voice changer, but works like crap. But it does have some really neat sounds.
See it? Yeah, Marion's saying this too. The sun and moon having kids, that's paganism 101. Hey, I didn't create it. That's in the Quran. Yeah, and Michael's like, are the stars their kids?
Ooh,
That could be what I mean. That was what I thought. I mean,
Good
but
one.
the problem there is that Allah says that the stars are demons, are missiles.
Yeah, they're ICBMs. They're intercontinental ballistic missiles that he shoots at the jinn who are
So,
trying to listen into a
actually,
secret
that would
meeting.
fit if they're the children of the sun,
Right.
because then they could be missiles.
Wow.
Of the
All right,
moon.
48.
Okay.
And they say, when is this promise? If you were truthful, what promise? We still don't know what this promise is.
And he keeps talking about a promise, but he never tells us what it is. He's not very
49. They do not wait, but a single shout will overtake them, and they are
So are we
disputing.
still talking about the kids, the moon, and the sun?
I have no idea. And what are they disputing? Which one goes to the bathroom first?
Okay, so we're talking about should we feed those? So if we were talking about the kids of the moon and the sun, should we feed those if he could feed? You're only an obvious error. Okay, so you don't know whether to feed the kids or not, if that's what we're talking about, because it's not clear. We have a promise. We don't know what that is. They don't wait. Are we talking about the kids? I mean, but a single shout will overtake them, and they're arguing. Well, kids will argue, but yeah. And it's only if we're talking about the kids of the moon and the sun. So I still want to, if this is, again, it's just bad. This doesn't make any
We're
sense.
50.
Yeah.
Let me see. We got 10 minutes, so we'll probably cut off on 54.
Okay.
And then you'll highlight 55 so I can remember. Okay. So they cannot make a will, nor to their families will they return. Okay.
Wait a minute. We didn't talk about multiple generations, are we? I mean, are we still talking about children of the?
Buddy, your guess is as good as mine.
Wow.
And the trumpet will be blown, so they will speed out of their graves to the Lord.
We have no clue what they're talking about.
I have no clue. I mean, he just went from one thought to another. They said, "Oh, woe to us, who has raised us from our sleep."
Well, clearly, guys, the trumpet is referring to Trump. Come on.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's what it is. Trump is
What?
gonna blow his horn. This is what the merciful promised. I still don't know what he promised. What that
You didn't tell us what he was promising.
is the promise that a trumpet will be blown so that they will speed out of their graves to their Lord.
We're still stuck in the midst of command language and the lack of clarity that is just unbelievable.
This is what the merciful promised, and the messengers were truthful. Okay. If it was only one shout, so then all of them together will be brought to us. Okay, I don't know what that means.
So if your mom screams, "Hey, time for dinner," and she yells real loud, you all come. That's the only thing I can get with that.
Man.
You don't come, you don't get dinner.
So today, no soul will be treated unjustly anything. That doesn't make sense. And you will not be rewarded except for what you are doing. Oh, we still got time. Surely today the companions of the garden will be busy rejoicing. They and their wives are reclining in the shades on couches. Wives. Somebody's going to be jealous. What about the 72, luscious, translucent, bodacious, big butts, big boobs? And they will have fruit. So you're going to be sitting in your couches in the shade. You're going to have fruit, and they will have whatever they call for. Okay. Peace. A saying from a merciful Lord. And get aside today, oh, you criminals. Did I not covenant you?
Oh, there's another word that Allah doesn't.
Oh, now we're going to the children of Adam. Did I not covenant you, oh, children of Adam, that you should not serve Satan? Surely he is to you an obvious enemy.
But he's the same. But Allah is Satan. That's what we keep saying. He does the same job. So, I don't know.
And that you should serve me, this is a straight way. And indeed, he led a great mountain. Okay, what's number 4? Large number. Okay. Why a great? Okay, if
a large number of mountains. Okay. Or a large number of you. Okay.
No, he's trying to say that instead of mountain, it should be, and he led a great number of you astray. But it says mountain. It makes no sense.
So he's trying to explain their bad mistake.
Yeah, that's the only explanation that I could think of. Were you not understanding? Okay, I don't know. This is hell, which you were promised. Okay,
Oh,
finally.
so now we know all these times he's been talking about a promise.
Finally,
It has to do with
finally.
hell. Wow, we
Yeah.
finally found out what the promise was. All these
Roasting
times
it.
he's talking about a promise, it's hell. That's because Allah loves torture.
Roast in it today because you were infidels. Today, we will set a seal on their mouths, and their hands will speak to us, and their legs will witness of what they were earning. What the hell?
Okay,
The
so we
hands are
have
going to
sign
speak?
language, but I have yet to see legs act as witnesses.
Or hands speak, unless he's talking
Well,
about
hands speak with sign language.
Yes, I guess they're going to speak with sign language, and their legs are going to witness to them. I mean, after all, the black stone is going to be a witness because
Well,
it's going to have two
I
eyes.
don't know how the legs can act. I mean, there's no voice there.
I don't know.
It doesn't make any sense.
And if we will, we would hide on your eyes, so they race to the way. What the hell does that mean?
And if
So
we
how
will,
can
we
they
would
see?
hide on their eyes so they. I
Let
mean,
me-
it's like saying, okay, we don't want to be the witness, so we're running away. Or we're going to close our eyes because we're
I
witnessing
mean,
something.
this means no. I mean, this makes no sense. And
We have
if
to sit. If it's so clear, why do we have to sit here and discuss it?
I don't know.
I mean, this
And
is just
if
bad.
we will, and why do we have all these questions if it's clear?
Yeah.
And if we will, we would transform them in their places so that they would not be able to move forward or to return. Okay. And whoever we make to live a long life, we will reserve him in the creation.
Reverse him.
Oh, we will reverse him. I thought I said reserve. We will reverse him in the creation. What does that mean?
Okay, we got a problem here.
Do they not understand? What does he mean? We will reverse him.
Okay, so Allah wants a redo.
Does
He
that
didn't
mean
do it right the first time.
Does that mean if you die a male, he's going to reverse you and bring you back as a female?
Okay, so it's either the concept of reincarnation or Allah wants a redo.
Could be. Made a mistake. Okay, now
So
I
we
think
stop
we can.
here.
Yeah, I think we can stop here because it's 56.
All right.
There's still quite a few, so yeah, we'll pick it up hopefully tomorrow.
So
Okay.
for you Muslims who are listening, whenever you do listen, if you see any clarity here, please let us know, because again, all we're doing is reading a word for word Quran. And if you can read this and actually think you understand it, something I would say is not right, but give yourself use your own brain. There's nothing wrong with asking critical thinking questions when you look at a book. Doesn't matter what book it is. And in the Bible, God asked us to do those things. He wants us to look at the scriptures, and he wants us to ask questions so we know more about him. If Allah doesn't want you to ask questions about what the Quran says, maybe he's scared. I'd say leave Islam and then make a choice. I'd say read the book of Matthew and then make that choice to follow Jesus. It's up to you. No one can make you do that. It's up to you. And you know, Allah doesn't have a choice, because he says there over and over again, he guides who he wills. So if you leave, it was Allah's choice. That's how you got to look at it.
Notice how Allah likes to tempt the believers. Oh, you're going to get a couch. You're going to get a gold bracelet. You're going to get some soap.
And he just promised people hell. That's something that's
You're going to get some silk threads and all this other stuff. You're going to get all these lovely boys who don't bleed to serve you. You're going to have all these 72 hoodies. And Rad comes back just in time for us to say goodbye. Okay, ladies, gentlemen, we're done for today. Darcy, Mikkel, Marion, all of you that I can't see, thank you for coming, because I know you could be over at the God Logic stream. So I really appreciate it. It means a lot to us. Hopefully we didn't kill too many of your brain cells and you'll be able to recuperate. Islam is a religion of fear and insecurity. Exactly. That's why they threaten to kill you if you leave.
Well, Islam wouldn't succeed. I mean, this is one of the things that is said over and over again by Islamic scholars, that Islam would not exist without that threat.
No, what's that guy's name? Sheikh Kawadowski, whatever his name is.
Karadawi.
Yeah.
Yeah, the guy who
Okay.
recently died, who was one of the heads of the Muslim Brotherhood, who just died 2 weeks ago.
Okay, so he died. He wasn't killed, right?
Qaradawi just died. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, I mean, could you imagine if Christianity had the same apostasy law as Islam? I mean, on the opposite end, we had the early Christians who were dying because they were Christians, not because they were leaving Christianity. They were willing to die. They were
What they
willing
believe.
to, right? They were willing to die because if you look at the first 300 years of the two religions, which that's another thing that I don't think anybody has ever done. That would probably be the only comparison that I would ever do between the Bible. I'm sorry, between Christianity and Islam is look at the first 300 years of how each religion spread. I guarantee you, it's night and day. The Christians did not go around invading countries with swords and making people convert. No, as a matter of fact, Christians were being persecuted. They were being hunted down and killed for simply following Jesus Christ. Islam blows the mind literally. Yes, that's the only way you don't have a mind, because Islam blows it away. Allah blows it away. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to end the show. I think we might be doing the show tomorrow. It all depends if I wake up early and do laundry. If not, I might take a break. It depends if I have any clothes left to wear. All right. Thank you very much. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, repent. Good to see you. Thank you. Yes, Jesus Christ is Lord and Savior. Amen. All right. We would never hear the end of it if Christianity had the Islamic type of death penalty for leaving the religion. Absolutely. But they will go to the Old Testament where it says it kind of has like an apostasy, but you got to understand why, which they don't. It's not the same as what Islam teaches. Okay, now let me end it. I'll see you guys later. And thank you. End the broadcast.